So welcome this evening to the Daily Onsite Parade meeting for club directors. We're excited that you have joined us. We want clubs to feel confident and ready for this. And so we've got some people on here who are serving as your conference coordinator, some who are your union coordinator for the parade. And so you'll want to make sure you connect with them. We've asked every conference and every union to have parade coordinators so that you get to have someone to ask questions of and you get to find out who do you get information from. So we think that's an important thing. So we hope that you will stay connected with them that way. Also, we want to give everyone a chance to kind of get the big picture of what's happening for the parade and how we go through. Yeah, I see Herman in the thing said Golden Knights. He knows about it. That's cool. And so we want to give everyone a chance to just kind of get a big picture of what's going on. And then at the end, we'll give you a chance to ask questions as well. So that will all be coming as we go through our time together. The big thing that I want to share with everyone tonight is two things. One, the team that's helping us lead. And then the next thing is the kind of basic structure of how things are set up and where to find information. So on my screen in the top left is Tim. Tim, do you want to introduce yourself? This is the team that's the Daily Onsite Parade coordinating team.
My name is Tim Blake. I am the communications director for the Believe the Promise Daily Onsite Parade. I am an area coordinator in the Carolina Conference. I am the PBE director in the Carolina Conference, as well as the Southern Union. And I have the privilege of saying, time, please display your answers. About 4,000 times it feels like a year. So I am the official timekeeper as well for the NAD. My profession, though, is I do taxes for a living. So my Pathfinder career brings some excitement to my life. If you guys need anything, have any questions, I'm going to be putting my email in the chat. Please ask. That's my job. Whatever question you have, I will get it answered for you.
Excellent. Thank you, Tim. And Tim is working on communicating and getting everything going. He's working through the coordinators for the conferences and the unions. So he's doing more of that. But if you have a question from a club, definitely. And as Tim shared, he's got some experiences with some other stuff. We're glad he's on the team. All right, let's go over to Gene. Gene, what's your role in the Daily Onsite Parade?
Yeah, my name is Gene Clapp. I am the logistics coordinator. That means that I help you to assemble, to line up, and the different elements of the parade. I help to help the flow of the and help you to understand where to line up and just the overall process there once you get on site. I have been the special events coordinator for the chosen Camporee and work directly with the daily onsite parade. So I'm trying to share a little bit of knowledge there. My other tasks are I'm a church pastor here in Texas, as well as being the North American Division Pathfinder Bible Experience Coordinator. So you have, many of you have heard me. You certainly have gotten the questions and for PBE. But anyway, we're here to serve and to help out any way we possibly can.
Awesome. Thank you, Gene. And Gene does come with a lot of experience, not only with the parade, but just helping with different events for NAD. So he's a blessing to us. Thank you. And we've got Josant on tonight. Josant is also part of our team. Josant, tell us a little bit about you.
Good evening, everyone. Wishing everyone a wonderful blessings. My name is Josant Barrientos. I have the honor to work with the Daily On-Site Parade team, and I am in charge of making sure that all of our administrators receive all the information that they need and the invitation for them to be part of the Daily On-Site Parade. So I have the privilege to do some PR with them and for them, and continue just to make sure that they understand the blessing that it is to be part of this event. letting them know what time their conference, their union is going to be participating. Also giving them the options for them to participate in the marching, walking, or be on the car, or just participate in any different way within the Daily On-Site Parade. So excited for seeing what God is going to be doing and in the Daily On-Site Parade. And I am right for the Illinois. I end up serve the young people and be able to also encourage them to participate of this Daily On-Site Parade.
Awesome. Thank you, Josant. Josant is coming on board from a conference director side. We've got Gene from a pastor side, but also different experience with the conference and with the division. Tim coming on from conference volunteer, union volunteer, division volunteer. And we've got one other pastor who's part of our key team, and he's Pete Maldonado. He's working with programming. He's also a pastor coming at this from the pastoral side. Did any of you participate in the world record of the cross with that blue suit in 2019? Anybody do that? Pastor Pete was the one coordinating that and putting that together, so he's got some experience with different stuff. Our team's a great team of leaders who come together. My name's Pedro. I work in Florida Conference with Club Ministries, and this is our daily on-site parade team. And we are getting bigger as the days go by. And the reason is because we're growing with the number of coordinators, we're growing with the number of conference and union coordinators. We're also growing with the number of people that we have on in terms of club directors getting on board and being a part of things. So we're excited for that too. And together, with God's help and with everyone working together from the clubs, from the conferences, from the unions, from the division, and then international clubs, we think it's going to be a great experience for everyone. One of the best ways for you to stay informed and stay up to date with what's happening is through the website. And if you haven't been to the camporee.org website, I encourage you to go there. Lots of great content there. I have posted in the chat a link. I'll post it again now for those who might have just joined. But this is the camporee.org website. And I'm going to share that link with you on the screen just because I want everyone to see it. And then we'll go through. If you go to the main Camporee website, camporee.org. And if once you're there, you go to the experience section, and I'll share that with you here on screen. So if you go to the main website, hover over the experience, you'll come over here, daytime, special events. When you click on special events, it opens up this web page for you. And then when you get to this web page, it walks you through the different things. And one of the top things is the daily on-site parade. So when you click on the daily on-site parade, it opens up a whole nother section. And this is where all the content lives. This is where all the meeting, all the main information happens. So the big idea, you've seen pictures from the past. Many of you have probably participated or had Pathfinders participate in this in the past. And we want to just show everyone kind of how this looks and where this is. So special events, daily on-site parade, the basic schedule is right here. Wednesday through Friday starts at 10. We're aiming to be done by 11:15. And on Sabbath, instead of being in the morning, we'll switch to the afternoon. It'll start at 4 and aiming to be done by 5:15. And the idea is that as you participate on your day, everybody's assigned a different day, and you get to know when your union is on. As a club, one of the things that we'll want you to keep in mind is to be thinking about your Pathfinders coming in their dress uniform and bringing a club banner if they have it and a conference banner if you have it. So every conference should have a conference coordinator, someone that your youth director assigns or your Pathfinder director for your conference assigns to coordinate things. Here in Florida, our conference coordinator, Eartha, is on tonight. So she's trying to get more and more information to make sure that she has everything she needs to help clubs have a great experience here in our conference. And we're asking each coordinator to do that in your conference. So if you haven't had a meeting or haven't talked to anyone as clubs, be watching for that. They may be communicating something out to you. One of the big things to think about in the parade is, where is the parade going to happen? And it says there on the website that it's at the Morningside Grandstand. And you may be wondering, where is the grandstand? So if you click on that link and then click on another link, it will take you to the big map of the Camporee. And if you haven't seen this map, this is a great map to just kind of give you a heads up of where things are and what's happening. And this will also tell you where you're camping and those kinds of things by unions. But here in the middle, you'll see this big loop. This is a horse track. So this is a racetrack because they do rodeo stuff and horse races here at Gillette when we're not there. But here, right next to the grandstand, you'll see this little purple building. And now that we've got the big picture, let me zoom in a little bit more and I'll take us over to the grandstand. The grandstand is the home for the daily on-site parade. And that's where we're going to be every time that we do the on-site parade. So this is a bigger picture of what we're doing here. Yep. So here is the grandstand, this purple building. You'll also notice that that's the home of medical and the home of security. That's all in the basement. The bleachers here seat 3,200 people. So we're asking clubs to bring spectators. We're asking clubs to plan on, if you have adults who don't want to participate marching in the parade, but they want to watch your kids march in the parade, please come over here to the grandstand. And Tim is our communications person, but he's also been working with us to get some special things happening as part of the pre-program. Tim, do you want to talk a little bit about what's going to happen here at the Morningside Grandstand before we even start the parade for the spectators?
Yeah, I'd be glad to. So we were kind of tasked with bringing a wow factor to the parade. This parade isn't just going to be marching, but something we're introducing for the first time is what's called a pre-show. So as your kids are lining up and getting ready, your adults want to come and watch the parade. So we want them there early. It'll open at 9. By 9:15, we're going to have some events that's going on to kind of keep them entertained, to keep them excited, building excitement. Your kids are kind of going to be on the side. They're going to be hearing all this excitement from the crowd. We're going to be shooting T-shirts from Advent Source and from Jeff Wood's group out of Atlanta Graphics. We got a lot of T-shirts we're going to be shooting. We have a special daily on-site pin that we're going to be passing out to certain people in the crowd, just kind of looking for certain ones. Go get pins. We're going to be having some crowd games going on. We're going to be having some balloon animals going on. So we've got some exciting things. And then it's kind of we bring up the drum corps. That's kind of the call for us to get ready. The parade is getting ready to happen. Once you start hearing the beat of the drums, you know we're going to be having the parade's just about to start. We've got some special things that may be coming from the sky on certain days. We've got some special elements that will be happening during the parade that Pedro will probably want to talk about. But really, for the first 45 minutes, as the kids are lining up, we're going to keep your staff, your adults, the people, we're going to build up an excitement for the real part of the parade. When your Pathfinders come through, we're going to have that crowd ready to go, be excited, and just go wild as your Pathfinders are coming through.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, we are excited for some of the elements that are going to be happening in the parade. We want you to feel like it's a special moment, a special program. The Pathfinders will be the special feature. We've got the talent tent runner-up. You know, the talent tent winner year after year, or Camporee after Camporee goes to the main stage. We've asked to get the runner-up to come to the program for the parade. So we'll see them. So it's another chance for a Pathfinder to be involved. We've got a Pathfinder, an invitation for a Pathfinder to do opening prayer, invitation for a Pathfinder to do singing a Star Spangled Banner or a band. Someone asked, could they bring a whole band? We said yes. And Gene from Texas Conference, what's the expression for Texas? Everything's bigger in Texas or something like that, right? So Gene has a big flag. Gene, do you want to talk to us about that big flag and how these leaders could be recruiting Pathfinders to be involved in the parade in a special way?
Sure. Every day at every parade, we're going to be having a 30 by 40-foot flag that will be marched in. And that means that we need to have 40 Pathfinders from the different conferences, and they will be directed where to go to part of that.
Your Crocs. I want
What's
them.
Go ahead.
We'll have we'll have the flag, and we'll have volunteers who will be directing all of those who are carrying the flag, and it will be marched right past the grandstands, and and then at the far end, the south end, they will put the flag away in proper form. But we need members of your Pathfinder clubs to come and help us with that flag. And when it gets in front of the grandstands, we're going to make it flutter. So we're looking forward to that.
Thank you, Gene. That's another way we're trying to get Pathfinders involved and helping them to see that this is their parade. So we're excited for that. And then there'll be other things where there'll be vintage cars also involved in the parade, and they'll have some of the conference, union, division, administrators in there. So there'll be several different things happening at different times, and we'll even have rodeo elements where we have different things for the rodeo happening, things with horses, things with different people. So we're thinking that Pathfinders will have lots of things to be involved in, and also spectators will have a lot of different things to look at. So we think that's going to be a fun part of the parade. But the map is one thing we wanted you to see. And as you think about being involved in the parade, everyone will meet here. This is the assembly area. That's what we're calling it, the Daily Onsite Parade Assembly Area. And the big thing we want clubs to know is we're asking clubs to get lined up in a conference assembly area. So before you leave your conference area, you should be all lined up alphabetically by clubs and be ready to march over to your union. So clubs meet in the conference assembly area, then they march over to the union assembly area, and they get lined up by conferences alphabetically. So you'll want to know, where's my conference assembly area, where's my union assembly area, and then once the union has everybody together, they'll march over to this, the Daily Onsite Parade Assembly Area. And that's where you'll get lined up. At that point, you'll be able to be ready to go. And as soon as we are ready to start the parade, we'll release everyone. You see between the purple building, which is the morning side grandstand, and the brown of the dirt track for the horses, you'll see a small space in between. And that is about 14 feet wide at this end. And that's where we're going to march Pathfinder. So the important thing as a club director is to line up Pathfinders 6 Pathfinders wide. Each row of Pathfinders is 6 feet wide, 6 Pathfinders wide. And here's the other thing. If you think of, I've got a club of 18 people. Well, that's 3 rows of 6. Well, what if I have a club of 20 people? Well, that's 3 rows of 6, and the last row is 2 people to make up the 20. So you can adapt and adjust as you need to. We know that every Pathfinder club isn't divisible by 6. We were trying to fit 7 wide, and if some of you have already been to the website, you've seen that it says 7 wide there. We're going to change that to 6 because we've looked at it again and said 6 is going to be a better number, even though it's not what it says right now. So I just want you to think of that. Line up with your clubs 6 Pathfinders wide in rows, and that's how they'll participate in the parade. So that's the big picture of the map. And before we leave this map, I want to talk to you about the exit. Pathfinders will gather here in the Daily Onsite Parade Assembly area. They will start here at the north end of the Morningside Grandstand and march past the grandstand. Think about a football field length. It's about a 300-foot wide span from end to end of the grandstand. That's where all the spectators are there cheering as they see and hear your club name being announced. And that's where everybody gets excited about seeing your Pathfinders coming across in front of everyone. On this corner, you'll have the review stand. That's where your conference Pathfinder leader, conference youth director, maybe even other administrators from your conference, that's where they'll be seated. And that's where, when the command goes eyes right, that's where you'll look and say, hey, that's where we salute and do all that. We'll talk about more of that in a minute. And then you'll pass by, come through here, and then you see this thing. It's called a walking path. Clubs will all pass through here and exit onto the walking path. And we're asking all clubs to decide, where are you going once the parade's over? Are you circling back around and trying to come be seated in the grandstand? Are you exiting through one of these other walking paths? And are you trying to get back to your conference area so you can change? What do you want to do? Everybody has to exit to the left and everybody has to keep moving. The reason is that if this gets jammed, then we can't keep moving Pathfinders through in front of the grandstand. So we're asking everyone to exit here to the left, and once you get to this Y, to have chosen in advance which path you're going to take to get over to wherever you are going next. So please keep that in mind as you look at the map and as you think about your club being involved. Where do you go once you exit the parade, and how do you move to the next thing? We talked about how the website has everything that you need, so I want to go back to that for a moment and walk through that detail with everyone. And I stopped sharing the screen. I apologize for that. I'm going to come back to it. So here's the screen share. This was the Onsite map. I'm just going to go back a link, and it takes me back to the daily Onsite parade section, which is here. And I click on it, and then I'm into all this content. So we looked at the main schedule, we looked at the map, we talked about that. And if you go down a little farther, this is a section that Tim helped us put together working with Advent Source, English, Spanish, and French. If you are still confused on eyes right, when do I do it, who does it, how many people do it, for how long do they do it, there's a video tutorial in 3 different languages. There's written script of how to do it. We're asking each club to review this in whatever language works for you. If you want the whole guide, you can purchase that from Advent Source. But we want to make sure that everybody feels good about the eyes right command and knows when to look and where to look. The link for tonight's meeting was sent out by email. It also lives on the webpage. After tonight, the Zoom link to the meeting will be replaced with a recording and a YouTube link to play the recording. So if you miss this, or if you know someone who misses this meeting and wants to watch the content, they can come here and click the link and watch this meeting. There is some other information here we want to make sure you get to review with us. This is a chance to customize your parade. So we're asking each group of unions and conferences that are involved in this that they would come on board and say, hey, we've got something special. We want to do a float. Like, we think it'd be fun to make a float. We're going to bring a trailer, decorate it, and we want the float to be in the parade. Talk to us about that. Maybe you have a special performance, a short drum or drill exhibition that you'd like to share, or maybe a talent somebody has. We're also looking for someone to sing the Star Spangled Banner each day, someone from those conferences, from that union. So that's another piece that we're looking for, another way to customize your parade. The deadline for this was set to be July 15, which is tomorrow. So there is still a chance for clubs to say, hey, we've got this special thing or this special thing. And here at the webpage, Tim's put his email in the chat as well. But here on the webpage, you'll see that that's available, his email. Another thing, Josant is with us, and he's working with conference, union, and division administrators. Tell us a little bit about this section of the webpage and how this group could help us recruit more people to let us know that they're coming to the parade.
Sure thing. This is something that we all know, that many of our administrators, our president, executive secretary, or treasurers, they have been part of our Pathfinder ministry. And you know the saying, once a Pathfinder, always a Pathfinder. So this is something that we would like our administrators to be involved in a daily Onsite parade. So we are inviting them to participate. If they're going to be coming on the day that their union, their conference, or their division is going to be participating, we would like for them to be there to cheer for their Pathfinders. And as you can see, there is a link there that they take them to a form that we're asking them to fill out, because we want to be in contact with them. Many of us know that our administrators of our unions, conference, and divisions, they have a tight schedule. So the best thing that we can do is just to keep them updated when their union, their conference, or their division is going to participate in a daily Onsite parade, and just to give them all the information on what time they need to be at. And we're going to be there to guide them and everything, so they can have a really great experience in the daily Onsite parade, either by just supporting from the main stand, or also participating in the daily on-site parade by marching with their Pathfinders, walking, or riding in a car. So these are different things that we just want them to be aware of. And if you can help us out just to share this information, so many of our administrators can be part of it. As you can see, there's my name and also my email, where you can get for our administrators to enjoy the wonderful support that they have been giving to this wonderful ministry. So please help us out, pass out the word, and many of our administrators can be part of the daily on-site parade.
Beautiful. Thank you, Josan. A couple of questions that we just got followed up on in the chat. One is, will we sing other national anthems? And the answer is no, we'll only sing the US national anthem every day. And then the other question was, could we add to the webpage a list of conference coordinators? And Tim, that's a great idea. If you can get a list of who the union and the conference coordinators are, and we can post that to the website so conferences can know who to contact and unions, that'll be a good thing. So we'll work on getting that posted. Thanks for the suggestion. Another thing I want to go through is another set of documents. Here's DOP documents. Again, this is all camporee.org, under experiences, under special events, and then under daily on-site parade. And this is the main one for clubs. It says, I want our club to be in the daily on-site parade. And that's, I think, one of the best decisions a conference club director can make, to be involved in the parade. So here it is. The daily on-site parade will happen Wednesday to Friday. It again reviews the schedule. Each conference and union is assigned to a specific day, so please make sure you know what day your conference is participating so you can actually be in the right day. And we do need to limit it to that day for that conference and those unions so that it fits for everybody. So please do only come on your day. There's a link to a schedule here. And if you go to that schedule, it will take you to a page where you can actually see all the different things. And I want to just quickly walk through that. This is the link here. So when you get to the schedules, this is the overview. And if you haven't found this schedule online, this would be a great way for you to get in touch with all of the details that are going on. The first daily on-site parade is on Wednesday. And so we're scrolling down. Now we finally got to Wednesday. And Wednesday to Friday is basically the same schedule. But Wednesday to Friday, when you come down to 10 a.m., you find that the daily on-site parade is happening. And here, starting at 9 with lining up in the unions, daily on-site parade, and here's the list of all the unions and then the international divisions. Unions, international divisions, unions, international divisions. If you don't see your union listed here, you can go to Sabbath and scroll down, and in the afternoon on Sabbath, you should find that that's where the Lake Union and Southwestern Union are there, and then the Inter-America and South America divisions will be participating. So one of the cool things about the daily on-site parade is it involves unions and international divisions every day, unions, international divisions. And so we are looking forward to having all of that combination, and some of the international divisions will come in their unique uniforms to their division. So we're thinking that that'll be a fun thing. One of the first documents, I want to be involved. Another one is, oh, we didn't finish that one. Let me go back. I want to be involved in the daily on-site parade. We clicked off to the schedule. But here are some things to keep in mind for clubs. Do you have a club banner with your club name on it? And if you do, please consider bringing it. We'd like to have it there. Maybe you set it up as part of your entry for your camp site. Think about setting it up in a way that you can take it away just for the parade and then bring it back. If you have a drum corps, think about involving them. And then please remember that they only play as they march in front of the grandstand. If you want to play on your way to the grandstand, just so that you don't interrupt other things, we're asking that you wouldn't play as you march through camp if you have a drum corps. But we do ask that once you get to the grandstand and the parade begins and your club starts marching in front of the grandstand, that's the moment where we want your your club to play their drum corps if they have one for the club, only as they're passing in front of the grandstand. And then drill team, if you have a special drill team, we talked a little bit about eyes right. Flags. If you have flags with your club, bring them. Pathfinder flag, state flag, US flag. We like flags. If you want to bring a Christian flag, you can bring that. Flags add color and flair. The only thing we do recommend is that you bring a harness, because kids will be holding these flags for a long time, and a harness will help them. We do invite clubs to remember, hey, this is a parade, so have fun. You are the main attraction of the parade. So we want to make sure that kids are always smiling. The parade actually begins when you start assembling in your conference assembly area. And as you move from there, march to your union assembly area, you're in the parade. And as you go from the union to the daily on-site parade assembly area, you're in the parade. And then the grandstand is the grand finale where you march in front of the spectators. And that's where we give one big cheer for everybody who's marching and coming by. And that's the finale of the parade. In terms of uniform, we do ask everybody that is involved be a Pathfinder and that they come to the daily on-site parade in the dress uniform. We do want all Pathfinders in dress uniform. Class A is preferred, Class B will be allowed. We just ask that you would decide as a club what you want to do. We also are asking for people to bring water. It will be warm, kids will get thirsty, and we are encouraging everyone to bring water so that kids stay hydrated while they're involved in the parade. So one of the documents is, hey, my club wants to be involved in the parade. Another document here has more details of the daily flow, and we're asking that conferences at 7 a.m. would do a review with the conference coordinator talking to all of the clubs a day in advance and the day of. So the day before you participate in the daily on-site parade and the day you participate in the daily on-site parade. That you would start gathering as a conference in your assembly area, that you would start moving all the uniform Pathfinders with the banners, with the flags, with the drum corps, all these items that you would begin moving over towards the union assembly area. So these are all the things. This says 7 wide, and I'm going to change that tomorrow to 6 wide. We've done some more looking at the space that we have, and we think 6 Pathfinders will fit better than 7. So we want to make sure that we don't get kids pinched. So line up 6 Pathfinders wide, and then march as a conference to the union assembly area. When you get there, make sure you add the union banner. The Union Youth Ministries director is joining if they can, or if they want to go to the review stand, and then march as one union to the parade assembly area. Once you get there, watch for signs. And here's what we'll tell clubs. Clubs will be lined up with a color and a number, and that color and number is the specific details for your conference. So here are the 4 colors we'll have: red, blue, yellow, and green. If your union is blue, then your conference will be a blue number or a blue sign with a white number to say Carolina Conference is lined up under the blue Southern Union, and the blue Southern Union flag will be at the front and the back, and then all the numbered signs will be in the middle, same color as the flag, but with numbers to say this conference starts here. So Carolina Conference, and then South Atlantic Conference, and all the conferences in Southern Union will be lined up by number. So if you get lost and you came late and you need to find your conference, look for your color and look for your number. And we'll also have big signs there that are giving those details. So that's one of the things that we'll review with your union and conference parade coordinators, so that when you get to the parade assembly area, all of that feels good to you and you know what to do. By 9:30 a.m., everyone should be ready to go and lined up there in the parade assembly area. And then we do need those volunteers. So if you have Pathfinders who'd like to volunteer to carry the flag, that would be a good thing. And then the parade begins at 10. Want to remind every club, keep moving. Once the parade starts and you pass in front of the grandstand, after you get by the grandstand and move towards that path, please keep moving. The exit is only to the left. Every participating club, every participating conference and union has to exit to the left through the path to the left after passing the grandstand. And you need to decide as a club, where are we going after the parade? Where are we going to meet? Where are we going to find our kids? Where are we going to reunite? Are we going to go back to the club? Are we going to go back around and watch the parade? Everybody needs to figure out where they're going and what they're doing. And then down here, there are also some reminders just of how to be lined up and what to do. And all these documents are on the web page. We encourage you to look at that and review that together with your Pathfinders and leadership. Here are some tips, some things to think about, and then an opportunity again to customize your parade. We are looking for a person to sing the Star Spangled Banner for maybe someone tonight says, wow, I've got this girl or boy Pathfinder that does an amazing job singing, and they love to sing and they'd love to have a song at the parade, at the on-site parade. Could we have them sing? Send Tim an email and we'll look at who we're going to pick. But every conference, every union that's involved, they get to pick someone from all the clubs in their unions for that day to sing the Star Spangled Banner. So we're looking forward to that. That's another document that lives at the web page, and then there's some role descriptions for the coordinators. That's a little different. But then you've got the schedule here. That's what we just went over again. So those are the big picture items we wanted you to see. All this content at camporee.org. When you go to the top, you go under experience, and under experience, you go under special events. And when you get to special events, you come here, you scroll down, and here is the daily on-site parade. When you click on it, it opens up all the stuff we've just been reviewing. So those are the big ideas we wanted to share with you, and I'm gonna stop the screen share and open up for questions or comments. I see there are some new messages here in the chat, so we'll start looking at those. Yeah, Class A is preferred. A question, no, we won't do other national anthems. The night program map, that's a different map. I could go back to that if we have time. So we'll come back to that. Yep, talked about the website and adding those people. If you have a question, you can unmute yourself. I'm going to keep reading through the chat to make sure we catch all of this. Dress code is Class A. If you do Class B, please make sure all your club does Class B. Yes, you may bring country flags. If you have clubs or Pathfinders that are from different countries that are part of your club, definitely you can bring their country flags because it is an international Pathfinder parade, so that's not a problem. I think those are the questions in the chat. Does anyone have a question live that they'd like to ask? Something maybe we didn't cover or wasn't clear, or something that you've just been wondering about?
Quick question. Since
Yeah.
we said that we were gonna Texas conference, drum corps coordinator, hello.
Hi.
So, I was asking, you guys said that to bring your water bottles and stuff like that. I know
Yeah.
my conference is gonna ask if they can have someone pulling a wagon. I'm assuming it's gonna be no, because we said it was tight. Is that correct? Like pulling
Yeah,
a wagon
so
with water.
they could pull a wagon, but the wagon wouldn't march in the parade.
Okay, and it would be where by the grandstand is at, or where the audience is at, correct?
Exactly. The wagon could stay either to the back of the grandstand or to the side of where the assembly area is. That would be an option. Yes, that's correct.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, so it's not that you can't bring a wagon, it's just that we wouldn't want the wagon to be in the parade.
In the parade, perfect, thank you.
Unless you make the wagon afloat. Then you could bring the wagon in the parade.
Noted.
Could be the water wagon, huh?
Water wagon, there you go.
Yeah, but there'll be space there off to the side where you can leave that. So someone had asked the question in the chat about the assembly, or not the assembly, but the program area. So notice here's where the on-site parade is, Morningside Grandstand. All around is where the unions are camping. In here, in this purple area is where most of the activities are happening. That's where different honors and things will be taught. Most of the activities are here. And then nighttime program happens across the road over here, with the stage being up here and all the seating being out here. So that kind of gives you perspective of the whole campground and what things look like. I think that was a question. If you do live over here, which Southern Union is back here, it's about a mile and a half walk out here, up here, and over to this meeting place. So that map lives on the website as well, so you can find that map on the website. That's something that if you want to see more and kind of look through that at your own leisure, that's a way to do it. All right. Very good. Any other questions from a club saying, hey, I want to be in the parade. I don't know what to do, what to expect. The main thing, find your coordinator. We're going to work on getting that list for you so you can see it on the website. So you'll know who it is if you don't. And then following up with them to know, where do I meet to be able to do, to participate in the parade. And that's where you'll meet at the conference assembly area. And from the conference assembly area, you'll move over to the union assembly area. And then as a union, you'll move over to the daily on-site parade assembly area. So there are 3 different assembly areas. And if you get to the first one, dressed, ready to go, you'll be good. Over at the parade assembly area, you will have access to a portalet. So there will be a bathroom there if kids need a bio break before the parade. We understand that that happens if they're drinking water. They probably need to excrete water. So we'll have that available. But yeah, for the parade, if they do bring water, if you have someone who can either take the bottles or if they drink it all and throw it away, if it's a permanent bottle, they have a wagon to dump it into. Preferably, they're not marching through the parade with a bottle of water, but if they do, it wouldn't be the end of the world. All right,
Albert
I
has a
see.
question. Albert.
Yeah, I see Albert with the hand. Albert, go ahead.
Yeah, Pedro, I'm looking at the map here on my computer, on my
Yeah.
phone. All the clubs are going to be lined up, the whole unions and everything. My question is there going to be a call to command to them to start marching or moving? Who's going to do that, or each club or each union starts marching on their own?
Yeah, thank you for that. So the plan is that every conference and every union will come to the assembly area, and then we will have people at the front of the grandstand who will be releasing people, who will be saying, it's now your turn to start marching. So we'll take care of all of that. It's not something that the club decides. It's something that the club responds to when they're told it's your time to march. So that's a good question. Everybody will be lining up here, north of the grandstand, all the way back here to these buildings. This is a big dirt area. And so once this union that's lined up this way marches through, the next union will come through, and then the final union will slide over and come through, and the internationals will come through. So everybody will be here marching through here. No one will start marching here without someone from our daily on-site parade team saying it's time to go now, or it's time to go now. So we'll be coordinating all of that, and we'll have people all along the route reminding you to keep moving and then decide where to go out here. So there'll be a lot of people, and pink is our color. So if you see someone in pink, it's most likely someone from the daily on-site parade staff who can answer a question or who can guide you. And the team that you met tonight with Tim, Josant, Pete, and that group will have on a pink shirt that says daily on-site parade staff with the Camporee logo on the front. So watch for one of us. We're working on getting vests that are pink as well for our volunteers so that they can have a way to know who to ask for help. But yes, everyone will be released by the staff from the parade in terms of it's now time to march, go. It's now time, go, and everyone will keep marching. Thank you, Albert, for the question.
Welcome.
Okay. I see that there's some more questions here in the chat. The forward march command, will the conference coordinator do it? I think that's a good idea. The conference coordinator, if they're at the front, so every time a new conference comes up ready to go, if the conference coordinator is there, they can be the ones to say forward march, and they can also be the one to shout out the eyes right command. Is that something, I think that's a little different than what I understood Albert's asking. Is that similar to what you were wondering, Albert?
Yeah, the same. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so David understands what you're asking. I missed it. Sorry for that.
Okay.
So yeah, we can ask our conference coordinators to do that, to be the one who shouts out the command forward march and the one who does the eyes right. I'll make a note of that and we'll work with them. Tim, do you have that noted as well?
Yes.
To make sure, yeah, to make sure that we get that communicated to them. So our conference coordinator would be the one who says forward march, and
But
who
eyes
also
right will be done by each club director as they come up to the stand.
Okay,
They're
so
going to
that's
be they're going to
individually.
be calling their own club to an eyes right, because you're not going to call it for the whole conference. As the club comes up to the stand, they'll be calling an eyes right for their club.
Gotcha. It's a good clarification. Is that clear to everybody?
Mhm.
Oh, and now I just see David Work is actually a lady, so it's not David. Sorry for that. Okay. All right, very good. Good clarification. So the conference coordinator, if we can get them to be there, if not, one of our staff will do it. They'll say forward march for the club. And then each club is responsible to have the club director or person designated to say eyes right when they pass in front of the review stand. And we're working on having a sign there that says also say eyes right as a cue for you so that you know, and then the command to come out and be back a part of it. Yeah?
And just so you all realize, once a union starts, the conferences of that union will go through, but the next union will not necessarily start right away, as we throw in a entertainment element to the parade.
Yeah, good call. Thank you, Tim. Okay, anyone else have another question?
I'm sorry, can Tim repeat what?
So when the parade begins, we're going to send through one union. So when the union starts, I'm from the Southern Union. So when the Southern Union starts, all the conferences of the Southern Union will go through in front of the grandstand. The next union will have to wait until we send that next union. It's not going to be when the parade starts, we all are going to go through, because after each union goes through, for the crowd, we have another entertainment element, whether that's the classic cars going through, or the rodeo element, or the runner up from the talent tent to sing. All of that will be happening as the parade goes on. So we'll send a union through, then we'll have an entertainment element, then another union, then another entertainment. So there'll be a lot of movement, then a pause, then the next union movement, then kind of a pause.
Yeah, good clarification. Thank you, Tim. And there's a comment that says, ooh, that'll make it more organized. I like it. All right, very good. So we're glad that you've come on. This meeting will be posted in terms of the recording onto the website. So where it said the Zoom invite for tonight, we'll replace that with a Zoom recording of tonight. So if you know of other clubs who have questions that want to sit down and walk through it, they can watch the recording. I would say the best thing that you could do to help another club be ready is to go to the website and review the documents and just go through and read, and make sure that you're ready to go. I'll put the link to the document, sure. So again, camporee.org, special events, under special events, daily onsite parade, and that's where you go. That link is posted again in the website, I'm sorry, in the chat room here on this page, but that's where you'll find information. So we'll continue to post details and put up information there. The biggest thing for a club, decide you want to participate in the daily onsite parade. Find out what day you're participating in, which conference, which union you're in, which day it comes to you. Find out who your conference coordinator is. Find out where the conference assembly area is. So if you can get there, they'll tell you where to go for the rest of the day for the parade. Once they participate in the parade and you decide all that, what will we bring? Are we bringing flags? Are we bringing a banner? What will each club bring to make it special for them? Also, ask yourselves, do we have Pathfinders that have some special skill or talent that we'd like to highlight as our conference or our union participates in the parade? What is that? Let me send that right away to Tim to see if we can fit that in. Those are the big details. And then the final detail is make sure you have an exit plan. Make sure that you know where you're going to go, where those Pathfinders will be. Will you have adults marching with them? If you do, then those adults can guide them to wherever. If not, then you need to have adults to meet them at that exit part where the paths all split into Y and they have to decide where to go. That's where you would need an adult to gather your kids if there's no adult marching with your Pathfinders, and then get them going to the next place that you want to. So those are the big details. If you can have all that information and decide all that and help your clubs be ready for that, then they should have a great experience in the parade. We do need volunteers to do that big American flag at the beginning, so keep that in mind. And we do have some special stuff planned. So if you have people who say, I don't know if I want to march in the parade, or I don't want to get my uniform on, make sure you invite them over to the grandstand. Make sure you invite them over to the grandstand to be spectators and to cheer Pathfinders on. Who do we contact for that? Eli or Ellie? I'm not sure who it is, but who for the flag? Gene right here tonight. Gene, could you put your email in the chat for everybody? Gene is coordinating the logistics for us, and Gene is the one who's recruiting the 40 Pathfinders every day. He'll have someone doing that with him. But yeah, if you know that you have kids that want to be involved in that, Pathfinders, I think that'd be fun. So someone a long time ago said this as we wrap up. They said, would you rather be in a parade or would you rather watch a parade? And I've been to parades, right? And it's okay. It's fun to watch a parade. But man, it's way different when you're in the parade. It's different when you're the main attraction of the parade, right? And so I've been in a parade. In fact, I've even done this at Disney. As the parade walks by, we live here in Orlando. So as the parade finishes, sometimes I'll jump into the road and I'll be at the back of the parade and I'll go through and like I'm in the parade, just because it's more fun to be in the parade than watch the parade. So I would hope that as you talk to your clubs, you remind your kids, this is a chance to be in the parade. This is a chance to be the main feature in the parade. Put on your uniform, come out, let people cheer for you. The one detail we haven't talked about that I want to make sure we mention is, and Gene did put his email there in the chat if you want to be involved with those 40 Pathfinders holding that large US flag at the beginning. One of the things we haven't talked about is there will be baptisms at Camporee. And I read the other day that there are 700 Pathfinders already signed up to be baptized at Camporee. Can you believe that? 700. And I think before it's all over, that number will probably be over 1,000. So one of the things we've said we want to highlight at the Daily Onsite Parade is those kids who make that decision to be baptized at this Camporee. So every day of the Daily Onsite Parade, the thing will end with, if kids come over, if Pathfinders come over that have already been baptized at Camporee and they all fit on the trailer, that will be all that we move through. If there are more than fit on the trailer, because we have a baptism trailer, then we'll add another marching group behind the baptismal trailer. And that group, whoever got baptized at Camporee the night before, will come and stand in front of the grandstand and give the grandstand a chance to cheer for them one more time for making that decision to be baptized. So please keep that in mind as you think about your clubs. If you have Pathfinders who you know will be baptized there, have them consider waiting at the end of the parade to be a part of that grand finale of marching those Pathfinders by that have been baptized and giving them one more celebration, one more cheer, one more round of applause to say, we think you've made a great decision. We're so excited that you have been baptized here at the Camporee. So please keep that in mind, and that's how we'll end every day for the parade. One other thing we didn't talk about, Tim has been working on some special guests to come to our Sabbath parade to make that a little different. And that will be at the beginning of the parade. Tim, do you want to share a little bit about who we have asked to come as special guests to the Daily Onsite Parade on Sabbath?
So obviously our pre-show is going to have a little different feel to it on Sabbath. So we're going to have a meet and greet at the grandstand for people to meet, and we'll be having a lot of the guests that are running Pioneer Village. They will be out there meeting people, discussing Pioneer Village, and we also have the other one confirmed, correct? And that will be the characters from the Bible story. We will have the actors out as well. So you can come, take pictures, ask them questions. And we also, each day, will be giving out special daily on-site parade trading pins. And during that meet and greet, we'll pass some along to everybody. They can pass them out as well. But not everyone's going to get them, but we are going to pass some of those pins out for the guest in the grandstand.
Very good. Thank you. Gene, from a logistics side, anything else you'd like to share with our club directors? Any details for them to think through? I know Gene's going to be working on that with a team, and he's got a team of volunteers that he's going to be working with. So if there are questions, again, look for people in the pink shirts that say parade coordinator or daily on-site parade staff on the back, and Gene will have one of those shirts on. Any other input, Gene?
Pedro, I think one of the key items is we will have a lot of people out there in preparation for marching, and we just ask you to be patient. There are going to be, it's just anticipated that we're going to have bottlenecks at various places that we're working through, but with all of the people, just be patient, and we're going to have a great time.
Thank you for that. Yeah, we're doing our best to plan our best, and just trust that we are doing our best, and hopefully our best is enough to make this all work. And we know that you're doing your best, and we want this to be a great opportunity for the kids. So together with each other and with God's help, we think it'll be great. Thank you for that. I see a hand down at the bottom. Does that hand still have a question, Cynthia? She took it away. That's a no.
No, it's claps. It's a clap icon, so.
Oh, you were clapping. Okay, good.
It's supposed to
I
be
like
clap.
it.
I don't know, I've been trying all these icons here, but yeah, everything seems to be organized, but all we need to do is just make sure that, we're following those rules and, lots of prayer, because that's pretty much what's gonna make it better and make us safe too.
I like it. Thank you, Cynthia. And I'm guessing that's not you in the picture.
That's my little one.
Okay, very nice. I love the toothless photo. That's beautiful. All right, I see a finger up for David Work.
Yeah. Will there be access to the communication, the chat and the recording? Because there's a lot of information in that chat.
Yeah, I will see what we can do to include that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good comment. Thank you. Very good. All right. I think that's it from our end. If there are no other questions, would there be a volunteer to pray us out? All right, Albert takes the honor. Let's pray together. Thank you, Albert.
Right. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for being so good to us. We come before you because we're here to serve you, and we want to bring people closer to Jesus.
Yeah.
May we be the light of the tunnel to the people in Gillette, if not there in the state or in the whole United States or around the world. We thank you because you're good for us, but we hope that we give our kids a great experience. They can continue to tell the world about Jesus, because the reality is Jesus is not coming soon. Jesus is coming. We want to be ready. And may we meet one more time in this 60,000 people in Gillette, when we all meet in heaven, we'll all finally be home. Bless us, but help us and protect us throughout the week and the weeks that come to before it gets to Gillette. And we thank you so much for everything you do for us. In the name of Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Albert. Appreciate you praying for us. Very good. Thank you, everyone, for being on. Appreciate what you're doing for clubs. And I know that you're not just doing the parade. I know that you're organizing pre-trips or bus schedules or flight schedules and loading gear and all that stuff. And the parade is one element of all the stuff that you're doing. But this is an important element for us because it's the thing that we're coordinating. So you being on tonight means a lot to us. Thank you for that. And we pray that if you do have any questions, you'll reach out to us and let us know. All our contact information is on the website, and we would be happy to do all we can to answer any questions, because we want you to have a great experience and for your Pathfinders to walk away from this saying, that was a lot of fun, and I got to march in a parade with thousands of other Pathfinders, and they leave with an excited energy about what it means to be a Pathfinder in the Seventh-day Adventist Church and a follower of Jesus. So thank you for what you do, and we look forward to seeing you. We will remind you that there is a meeting every day where your conference coordinator should be getting information from us to share with you from the clubs. So that conference coordinator is a huge person to help you know what to do, when to do it, and what to expect. And we're going to work on getting that list up for you guys to the website. So thank you again. Have a good night. God bless you. Keep believing the promise, and we'll see you in Gillette.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.